Molweni uJola lo.
Drum roll, please. Testing 1 2 1 2. Jola, are you there?
Yeah, boo.
1 2 1 2. Welcome to another special episode. This is the Tourism Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Simphiwe Smash Mashexa. Again, I'm not alone. Jola is in the building. Jola.
Yebo.
Yes, man. What a weekend. What a weekend it's been, man. What were you doing over this past weekend?
Went to Siphesihle this weekend. So nothing much.
Nothing much.
Hey.
Imicimbi. Nam bendi komnye imicimbi. As you know, singabantu abamnyama sayithanda imicimbi ngakumbi ngeweekend. Efamilini bekuvulwa umzi. Sadibana nomalume pha sagqibelana kudala. But ke uyayazi apha ezifemelini there is always that one uncle obaluleke kakhulu. Efemelini ndifike pha mna ndinxibe ushoti Jola. And kuthiwa I was not supposed to be wearing ushoti, but I found it out that nale ndoda nayo inxiba ushoti. Ndayekwa kanjalo.
Hayi kaloku baba khona obviously umuntu athi short uthi omega umalume. Ubabona.
Yeah. Kuvuka ngaye. Akuphakwa umalume xa engekho.
Hayi never.
Akuphakwa kulindwa yena. In our world, Jola, this weekend a lot was happening. Worse after last week, the Tottenham deal with SA Tourism.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. And indaba around as a story ziyakhula elekekusisa. I noticed that kune board members as 3 that resigned from SA Tourism, and apparently the minister uvele was accepted as a resignation letters without even begging them to stay. Mabambe.
They can go.
Yeah, cacile into bana ngaba inde lento yale deal and ichaphazela abantu abaninzi
kakhulu Ncibza. And at the very same time it tricky because most of them they lied. So ngoku inyani is being revealed. So the pressure is worse.
Yeah, the pressure is getting very hot.
Yeah.
And enye into endidaniseleyo ne was the fact that the acting CEO Honorable Themba Khumalo sounded so arrogant while a bit defender what was happening around the whole issue. Yes, a sponsorship deal is R1 billion. He didn't see anything wrong with it, even though the country is under siege. I mean, as Namban. And the crime, brah, to be quite honest, how are we fighting so hard to develop a country, in South Africa, where service delivery is poor and low? And when we talk of tourism, we also need to look at infrastructure. When it comes to tourism, indlela zethu zibad. Safety and security in South Africa is not up to par.
True.
So even the facilities as on products and services that are for attracted tourists to South Africa. Zizawufika kunjani? Zafika kunjani umzekelo hole in the wall? Indlela ibad. Zafika kunjani eMzimvubu? Indlela ibad. Zafika kunjani eHawksburg? Kubad. Zafika kunjani eMpumalanga? Kubad. So I really don't understand. And the worst part was that we're trying to attract English people from Europe, people that are already visiting the country. What's the use?
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, the acting CEO was so arrogant around the whole issue, and the president apparently he was not aware of what was happening. He was not aware of what was happening, which was a bummer and a very big problem.
Yeah.
I just hope in the Wanga, but they will find a better way of resolving and closing this deal. Ngendlela nice, and the best way of closing this deal is to put it away and put the South Africans first. That money needs to be invested in developing South Africa as a destination, not in marketing South Africa at this point in time. We're not ready for that.
Yeah, because how do you use 1 billion rands to market Mzansi outside South Africa? But infrastructure is bad, and as you said, crime is one of the biggest pandemics esinazo eMzansi. So abantu uzobazisa apha and they're not safe. So what's the point? There's no point.
What's the point? And we have the biggest pandemic currently.
Yeah.
Load shedding.
Yo.
So and I believe that forms part and parcel of indlela yokwazi attract tourists. Tourists will come to South Africa and then by experience ucimi. So it's not proper. It's not proper.
Yeah.
And then on the other news, man, I was so excited Saturday night when I saw the pictures from the Roc Nation Brunch.
Yeah.
Which was a pre-event to the Grammys, man.
Yeah.
I see that who's and who from across the globe, they were there attending the brunch. But what was funny around the whole thing is that the Teklan Bona, where the brunch has been hosted, that looked like my yard. Ingathi kuphakwa lamhlajana ndizamukhulisa pha, but it was beautiful and monumental.
It was very nice. Yeah, it was very nice.
And a number of African and South African celebrities were also there.
Yeah.
The likes of Otems were attending the event as well. So which was very, 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 very good. And that was a good appetizer to the big night that happened Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday night at the Grammys, man, everything was beautiful. If we talk of events, America knows how to show off.
Exactly.
They really, really know how to show off. No wonder they are a destination of choice. Because we know events are a very good driver of tourism.
Exactly.
And as a result, each and everyone from across the globe, they were watching the Grammys Sunday night. And one thing that was a highlight for me, not because Trevor Noah is South African, but the way Trevor is carrying the Grammys, it is out of this world. That guy is so articulate, he's so eloquent, he's so confident, and he makes me proud to be an African, by the way. So he did a very, very, very good job, a stellar job. So what was your highlight, Wena, from the Grammys?
I have two highlights. One of them is Trevor Noah, but of our artists attending Roc Nation Brunch. It gives them a good chance to network with other artists from all around the world, because we know collaborations are very important to them. So it was a good opportunity for them. They were there, so it's been good. Then Trevor Noah, he's hosted Grammys for it was the third time this year. And I remember we got an interview after Grammys interview. I'm mhlawumbe baba khona abanye abantu hosta Grammys, but he's happy that he did it 3 times. And what third time is a charm. So we might see him kwezinye ezilandelayo. So you never know, but it's a good progress for South Africans, and to see umntu wase Africa hosting such an event.
Monumental.
Yeah.
And then what's your take on the closing performance? I mean, DJ Khaled took it straight to the streets, man. They performed God Did.
Yeah.
On the streets. God Did on the streets. A whole 8-minute performance, man. To me, that was beautiful. not only to music but also to the culture, and also
Yeah.
to show us that it's possible if you believe in something and then you put effort behind it. So what was your thought around that entire performance? Because usually the performances ranges between 2 minutes and 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So they performed 8 long minutes. So what was your take around that?
Firstly, Gqeberha, God Did, the song is one of the biggest songs right now. Yeah, well, so okokuqala, they deserved it to perform for such a long time. Yonke ingoma iphelele. Yeah, well, and at the very same time, I remember there's a part kula ngoma ithi corner boys from the corner office. Yeah, well, so yeah, they deserved it because it's one of the biggest songs right now, and God Did. So yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of those things that were expected to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, nakanjani na.
Nakanjani.
Yeah, yes, as each and every time when we spend time and record the podcast,
Yeah.
I get goosebumps because siyakhula every day and we are appreciating the things that are happening around us.
Yeah.
And without forgetting the person who is watching on YouTube and the person who is listening via Spotify. We take your support highly and we appreciate what you are doing for us. We don't take it for granted. And to those abangeka joining, guys, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our YouTube channel now and go to Spotify and press that follow button. Don't forget to comment, like, and share this with each and every member in your family. We need you, by the way. And we're also on social media at Tourism Podcast. If you're on Twitter, instead of an S, you put a Z or a Z, as they say. We don't take your support lightly. And by the way, we said that if you're commenting on our episodes and you watch it as much as you can, we will show you that we appreciate you. There is a gentleman who watches this podcast like it's his weekly Bible. Oh, Anele Bokwana. Anele, we see you, bro. You'll be getting one of these before the end of March. You'll be getting a cup coming your way. And then also on the other hand, we also like to appreciate the fact that you guys are giving us an opportunity and an ear to dish what we think is right. Ne? This platform is for you, not only for us.
Yeah.
So Jola, what else do we have in store this week?
Gqeberha, as usual, we have Destination of the Week. Secondly, we have the Word of the Week. So those are one of what are coming through for us. Yeah, and also the most important thing is that to add on what you said, we know that it is very, very, very hard to buy data because it do, but we really, really need your support, and we appreciate you guys. So please subscribe, nakanjani, share the links, and you will see. Siyaphambi, like Onyx.
And we don't take that lightly.
No,
we do not take
at
it
all.
lightly. And then, guys, as you all know, that we are in the month of love, and people become so creative, and they become so sentimental around the whole thing of love. And funny enough is that Saturday night, I went by a BP garage. And then I tend to notice and realize that a bouquet of flowers is 179 rands. A bouquet of flowers is 179 rands. Jola, I don't want to lie. Personally, bengayazi flowers zidura ngela hlobo. Bengayazi flowers dulela hlobo. Mna inobandilili romani because there is no way I would buy if flowers 179 for the sake of Valentine's Day. There is no way. There is no way. I mean, there are other ways on how I can spend that money. I can take that money, take a young shot left, maybe to Bigon Bay or anywhere,
Yeah.
and then we have a breakfast or a lunch for that money, or adding a few rands there, and then you have a decent lunch.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
if you go to Wimpy, but buying a bouquet of flowers at 179, no ways, man.
Linda Bay flowers, I've seen them.
Mhm.
Nago's garage, usually go Indian. That's a PP, I've seen them. It's Ranger Pa, go one to go 200 and something.
How is that?
I am romantic, but I've never even thought of buying flowers. Yeah, but because okay, let's say I buy them, then after a few days they're dead. Also,
and also another thing is that Xhosa girls or Xhosa women, I don't think they appreciate flowers.
most
that
of them
much.
they don't.
I don't think they really appreciate them. Uzozibeka apha okokuqala. Usikuthatha ezo flowers ubethwe ngazo apha ebusweni. Ubethwa ngazo apha ebusweni, bra. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but for me, nah. It's a no-go area for me.
Abanye bayazithanda, but ke sonke mos preferences zethu. So yeah, if you're willing to spend 200 yakho on flowers, then it's fine. You can spend it. Nepokotho ngosazilingana Gqeberha. So yeah.
Azilingana tu. And then when we are looking at the state of tourism as we go at this point in time,
Yeah.
over the past couple of months, we've been checking on what is currently roaming and important.
Yeah.
And we found it out in Domanangaba. Asia became one of the most influential destinations in the world, as a lot of people would be visiting that destination previously, and they are still doing that. Places like Indonesia, Bali,
Bangkok, Kanje.
yes,
Yeah.
Bangkok, China as
Yeah.
well. They are one of the most visited destinations. And then you have your Mauritius, your Seychelles, your Maldives.
Yeah.
Given an opportunity for you to visit one of these destinations as a best practice,
Yeah.
where would you say our tourism development managers and DMOs, they need to go and see in order to know exactly what they need to do for South Africa as a destination, first of all?
Okay. So now I do have two destinations in mind that can be a good example. For an example, I'll say Thailand, number one. They have floating markets. Ne? And I doubt whether they use a lot of resources to do that, because it's just wood and wood to make your boat, and it's nothing much, because I've read about it. Ne? So number one is support, because a problem that I think we are facing in South Africa, we do not buy local products. Number one. So if we can buy more locally, then our economy will get better and better. Then number two, we should start traveling regionally here in South Africa before we start thinking about traveling outside. Because how do you travel to Thailand but you do not know Umhlabelingana, KwaZulu-Natal, or you don't know Kango Caves, but you are so interested in traveling out? So let's try and make it a culture travel inside South Africa. Start in your town, in your province, outside your province, but in South Africa, so that you can know, but okay, traveling is like this. Then you can go outside, because it's very important to make sure that Iran is stronger, so that you can travel more outside. Then I think it would be easier for us to make sure traveling is a culture, and supporting our local brands is also a culture, because if I'm selling a t-shirt of 200 rands, but you can buy a relay. So it's somewhat something like that. Yeah.
And also, I highly think that 1 billion budget, South African tourism would go a long way if they would take that money. I'm with the belief that tourism is one of those industries that cannot be developed outside involvement of the community.
Yes.
Because the minute you involve the community understands exactly how they can benefit from the development of the industry.
Yeah.
One of the misgivings that we have is that cultural tourism in South Africa should be booming.
Yeah.
Nature tourism should be booming. Township tourism should be booming in South Africa.
Yes.
We have places like Khayelitsha, we have places like Soweto, we have places like Umlazi, we have places like Mdantsane, places like Dangen Village. The list is endless. We have townships.
Yeah.
Why are we not promoting township tourism? And also we have cultural places that restores our purpose and culture. We should use those to promote the development of tourism. But all of that will never be possible if the community is not involved. Because at the end of the day, they need to understand how can they make the offering better, and then how can they be involved in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because this thing of our government developing facilities that they are not sure if they will be welcomed by communities is a waste of
time
is a waste of taxpayers' resources.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is my take, and the destination that I would think that they need to visit. By the way, they can go to Namibia, for instance. Namibia is a very beautiful destination.
Yeah.
And it's developing day by day. Instead of visiting Dubai, your alternative is visiting Namibia.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go to Namibia, you can go to Port Alfred. Port Alfred offers you a similar experience as what is in Dubai and also what is in Namibia.
Yeah.
So if we start traveling and visiting local destinations and make tourism be a lifestyle that benefits all of us.
Yes.
Yes. For instance, on our next episode, we should give people a challenge. Ne?
Okay.
Put together an itinerary. Ne?
Yeah.
A 7-day itinerary around South Africa. And hear what do they think, and will they be willing to pay for such experience? Because one of the most important factors in developing tourism is that we need to create appetite.
Yeah.
We need to build a culture of people wanting to go and see what is available to be offered there. We have places like Hogsback. Hogsback is so beautiful,
it's very
amazing,
nice.
and pristine.
Yeah, and it's affordable.
It's very, very, very affordable. Kakulu. So, if we would focus on developing a tourism directly and closer to the local community, I believe we would be fine.
Yeah.
I believe we would be fine. So now, Eastern Cape is no stranger to publicity, whether it's positive or it's bad.
Negative. Yeah.
And at this point in time, we have Gqeberha, ne?
Yeah.
Gqeberha, which is a telenovela that plays on TV, and which somehow influenced our destination of the week, because this week, for our destination of the week, we're going straight to Gqeberha. Gqeberha, which was formerly known as Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Ne?
Epayamambuzana,
which is under Nelson Mandela Bay Metro.
Yes.
The second metro that we have in the Eastern Cape. Because we have Buffalo City and then we have Nelson Mandela Bay Metro.
Yeah.
It is, I'm not sure, Ubanangaba, Ngilishwa, we're not yet a talking point as a province. But Gqeberha, somehow, they are trying to position the Eastern Cape as a tourist destination, even though not a lot of people are happy with the telenovela that plays on TV.
Yeah.
Because they are complaining about a whole lot of things, but it tries to showcase what Port Elizabeth has. Even the names that are being called out. In one of the episodes, I've heard Uphila Madlingozi mentioning Imonti.
Yeah.
And then I've heard Zondiwe Msutwana mentioning Plettenberg Bay, and then also mentioning a Hawksbeck. This is like a door that is opening an opportunity for even other production houses to have the interest of wanting to come to the Eastern Cape. There are a lot of places that one can visit. Umzekelo, the popular Black Impala.
Exactly.
The popular Black Impala, a lot of people are visiting that place. And then ndawo ezifana ne Tongan Reserve in PE. Ado is close to PE as well. Tizikama is close to PE as well. They have different types of accommodations that are available there. So Ipai is a complete destination. I don't see the reason why people are not interested in visiting Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And it is the home to Nelson Mandela University now.
Yeah.
So it should serve as a catalyst for development and tourism. I don't see the reason why, because and it's clean, bruh.
It's clean, man, and at the very same time they have facilities. So I don't see the point of not visiting Ipai. For an example, I've never been in PE. I've traveled to Ado, but I don't have my chance to straight to PE because I've always been interested in visiting the boardwalk. But I hope in due time but I think it's a very good destination. You just need people to go there and be now it's been marketed well because we can see it on TV weekdays. So let's try and visit.
No, it's beautiful. They've got a couple of malls. Bay West is in PE.
Yeah.
Green Acres is in PE. They've got the boardwalk as well. By the way, boardwalk in a go-kart that I love in the country.
Yeah.
Too much. The go-kart that you get to experience a gateway in Durban.
Yeah.
The one that is in Mpumalanga, the one in Cape Town, the one as a boardwalk, to me, it is still the best. And then also, they've got the Bay World Museum.
Yeah.
So, Port Elizabeth has got a whole lot to offer. I don't want to lie. Amalwandle akhona mahle kakhulu, and I think if a government can reposition resources correctly, Eastern Cape can be a destination to remember.
Exactly.
If you look at it this way, we have Umhlobo Wenene, which is one of the biggest radio stations in the country.
Yes.
Umhlobo Wenene, that is boast of quite a number of profound individuals, like Pastor the DJ.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, you have big names, like big guns that come from the Eastern Cape. Starting from Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela is from the Eastern Cape. Thabo Mbeki is from the Eastern Cape as well. And then Abasugepai, there's a lot of them. Zonke from PE. Amifaku from PE. Nag Music from Piggy, from PE. So the list is endless. So it's all up to us.
Yeah.
It's all up to us, guys. So to each and every person, only binar. To each and every person, only binar, guys. Please write on the comment section. If we visit PE, where would we go? Where would we go? Where would you advise us to eat? And where would you advise us to stay? Ne? For a weekend.
Yeah.
Where would you advise us to go? We really, really, really want to take that. Since Ujola has never spent time in PE, singayapi epai. Please don't put the obvious chubana. Singayapi epai. Where would we eat epai? Like have in nice time affordably in PE.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and also Ipai is the home of the Ebobelene Music Festival, which is one of the one of the biggest festivals that we have in the Eastern Cape at this point in time. So, Gqeberha is the place to be. Yeah, Gqeberha.
Nakanjani.
Yeah, Nakanjani is the place to be. So, now, the unemployment in South Africa is one of the most frustrating things. And somehow, ne? Ndikhe benayo into ethi unemployment in South Africa is a systematic issue.
Yeah.
Because you get people that have the opportunity to work in certain jobs and positions, ne? But they don't want them because they believe they are not paying enough.
Yes.
Of which I understand them. But however, uzayifumana njani i-experience ne-knowledge if awufuna ukusebenza?
Yeah.
Uzayifumana njani experience ne-knowledge if awufuna ukusebenza? At the end of the day, we need to put in the work. We need to put in the hours so that you can easily be employable.
And what I usually say ndithi bana umsebenzi ulindwa ngomnye umsebenzi. Yabo? Because while ulindile you are gaining experience okokuqala, and once kuvela isithuba kuye kuthiwe mhlawumbe kufunwa 3 years experience, you don't have it, but you had the chance to work and be paid less, but no chance there, you did not take it. So it's very important to make sure bana whatever opportunity you get, you grab it, because you don't know bana is akuleadisha to what opportunity. Yeah.
And most likely, abantu aba within the tourism industry, they need to understand in day one, our industry is service driven.
Yeah.
And it is about people, and you will work long hours. So you need to work your way up. There is no elevator there. You need to work your way up. I got elevator, there are no shortcuts, because if you do take shortcuts, at the end of the day, you will meet something that will stop you.
Exactly. Common drinks are
yes. Injalo. Ayiko lana banangaba skipper this part to be there. There is no way you can have someone or a manager yako who has never been through the ranks.
Yeah.
And up to a point where when Jola, I was thinking, even in government, bruh, when they are appointing these ministers, bruh, they really need to take into consideration education and someone who really understands. That's the same goes to the managers that they have that are developing tourism. How can someone alale a normal politician and then tomorrow you wake up with Minister of Tourism without understanding exactly what the industry is about? Because you need to understand the problems that are affecting the whole industry.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it this way, ne, tourism works well, ne, with transport. Tourism works well with public works.
Yes.
Tourism works well with home affairs.
Yeah.
Because the passports, home affairs,
yes,
with transport delivers and transport people.
And they also work well with sports and recreation. So and we need to work together.
Be stronger.
Yeah. Because how do you even employ umtu who knows nothing about tourism, number one. Number two, a kind of qualification related to tourism. So it's very important to hire, okay, to appoint abantu who have a tourism background, okay, who understand tourism, but how it is driven and how it should grow. If umdu understand only, then there's no need, because he will be or she will be killing the tourism industry.
And then ngelishwa most jobs within the tourism industry, they are looked at as easy to do. Like for instance, ukwenza.
Yeah.
One would argue and say, why would I go and do a diploma in hospitality management whereas ndiyakwazi uyenza ibhedi? Yes, uyakwazi uyenza ibhedi, but you don't know the etiquette.
Exactly.
There are those small important things that matters to clients. Those things that matters to guests.
Exactly.
How can you be a receptionist in an office is not the same as the front office in a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not. It is
It's
not
way
the
different.
same. It is way, 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 way too different. You can cook for imicimbi yakho kononconyo ubana ngabe uyapheka, but your cooking might not be sufficient to cook for a guest in a hotel or in a guest house.
Yeah.
So, one way or the other, guys, we need to move away with this mentality. Yokuba, you do not need to start from the ground. There is no way you will get umsebenzi ozakubhatala le mali uyifunayo from the get-go.
Never.
Let's hang in there and try to work within our ranks. And if we would pull up your socks, it would be easy for you to be appointed. It would be easy for you to work your way throughout the industry.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't be sitting down the whole day. You don't know what to do. Like, for instance, a majority of tourism development officers across the country, they are sitting in their offices planning their next move about their destinations.
Yeah.
But there are people abahlelez office in abacofe phone, whereas kunamaphepha on the street, whereas indlela are not properly done.
Yeah.
I remember sometime last year, I think it was in November last year, when we attended the BCMDA stakeholder meeting.
Yeah.
Around the two developments abanazo.
Yes.
Beachfront kunye ne Water World. Zoe 2, they were close in being launched. And yesterday I was passing by the beachfront.
Beachfront.
I don't know what is happening at this point in time with that development. It's not yet done, it's not yet opened, and we don't know Balangaba is over so far. And all of that information is not communicated properly to the public.
Yes.
Maybe there's a reason why they are doing that, I don't know. And also Water World, same thing. So that's why I'm saying noba khona abantu who knows exactly how the industry operates.
Yeah.
They would involve a community from the beginning to the end. And that's no banayo le ngxaki.
Yeah, it's very important for abantu bayazi because it must be, and they told us by this date attraction will be ready and it will be functional. But yafika date yadlula, nothing happened, and there was no communication whether go Facebook okanye ku news briefing okanye wherever they can make sure abantu bayayazi ba it will it will open mhlambe at another stage okanye ngoJanuary okanye ngoFebruary. It's February now, and it seems like February will end without getting any communication or without these places being finished. Yeah, and still there's no communication at all.
It's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem. And then this week, when it comes to opportunities, we still have those posts that say ECPTA that are closing on the 12th of this month, and then another one is closing on the 14th.
Yes.
ECPTA is still looking for tourism development officers, AZ2.
Yes.
One in their head offices in East London, and then another one in Gqeberha, in their regional office. So guys, please take your time and go through the post, and if you meet the requirements, apply. If you meet the requirements, apply. And that post, we will share it again in our social media pages. Please apply, because that post is meant for you, or when say tourism, for you who understands exactly what we need. And I believe if we have you in that office, we would see a change. Kangangoko, we would see a change. And also another post, someone with events and partnerships.
Yes.
That one was it meant for 3 years, ne?
Yeah, it's a contract for 3 years.
For 3 years.
Yes.
That one is closing on the 12th.
Yes.
That one is closing on the 12th. That is also open. If you did tourism or you did events management, that post is for you.
Yes.
We need young minds to start applying for these positions as well. And also, Nelson Mandela University is looking for a lecturer who's going to lecture tourism. Ne?
Yes.
They're looking for a lecturer who's going to lecture tourism. Please, guys, see our social media pages. You will see when that opportunity is closing. I think it's closing on the 17th of this month. Please go there and apply as well, guys. And one thing I would like to say, Kuni, start moving towards a direction where you are planning and phasing out the mentality of wanting things to come to you.
Yes.
You start working towards building yourself so that you become employable. That is the only way. That's the only way, Joel.
Yeah, it is, and also consistency is very important. Yeah, because if you are consistent, then it's easy to trust onjalo, and it's easy to make sure whenever they're given a task as emsebenzini or anywhere, we know it will be done as easy as possible. No matter how challenged it is, but the most important thing is for the task to get done.
It is commitment.
Yeah. And at a workplace, it's very important for if the indo, you ask
so that you can learn.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask, because personal growth and working well is partnered with that. Make sure you ask if you don't know. If you know, if you have to advise, then advise. It's also good. So
Injalo, there is nothing that beats that, guys. There is nothing. There's nothing that beats that.
Yeah.
So that's what we highly need to do, and we will try to use this platform, which is this podcast, to communicate as much as we can to you. And we believe that this podcast did not happen by chance.
Yeah.
It was something that we really needed. For instance, if you remember back at the beginning of time, there's a guy called Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook developed an industry that we see as tourism today, and he didn't know ubalangabiza wanjena at the end of the day. That is followed by amaqala afana no Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Who also made a huge impact in the industry. Abantu abafana no Saul Kesner. They made a huge impact in the industry. You can also start by renting out uronda wakokwenu ezilalini to tourists. Uronda one. From there, la ronda ngakuzalela ezinye izinto.
Yeah, exactly.
That will make it a point that iyakhula tourism in your area. So tourism is about exploring, tourism is about seeing new things, and tourism is about opening your mind. If you are in the tourism industry and you are curious, you are in the wrong space. You need to be curious, you need to be updated, and you need to understand what is happening around you. That is most definitely what is important. Tina, as the people that are doing this podcast, we don't know everything, but we learn every day.
Yeah, each and every day.
Yeah, that's the aim. We learn every day. I would send Jola a message ebusuku, like, Jola, did you see this? And then abuye ngomsa Ncebza, okay, namdi bonile, this is what is happening, this and this and this and this and this and that, and I highly believe that tourism being a young industry, it really needs us to challenge and change the status quo.
Yeah.
And it's high time that we put the government to task to understand exactly, are they aware of the potential that this industry has? Because I don't think so. I don't think, Jola, that they really understand that. Because each and every year we have graduates without employment opportunities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and we can't solely blame government. We also blame the graduates. Yeah. If uhlele konin awenze next, you're not gonna have employment. But also them there is no pipeline where they can communicate with the graduates.
Yeah.
Yebo?
Yeah.
So
And-
injalo.
And enye into encimsa is that number one, xa you graduate, you should be able to think differently from umuntu ongegraduate. Ne? Because you've been at school for 3 to 4 years studying this. So it should be somewhat easier for you to think, okay, this is what I can do for now if I'm unemployed. Yabo. And be able to think positively, because ayincedisi into yokuba utibana awufumani umsebenzi okanye you just did tourism for just going to school, yabo. Because I remembered when I started doing tourism back in 2015-16 at high school, they said by 2025 tourism will be the biggest economic driver of South Africa. That was in 8-9 years ago. So right now it still have the same potential to be the major driver of economic in South Africa, of our economy in South Africa. So if that is still the goal, then it is reachable, because it depends in changing the environment of tourism and in making sure we make progress, and also we make sure that traveling is a culture in South Africa. Yeah.
And ingathi abantu banento abaye bangayi-understand kakhulu, ne? Is that
Yeah.
each and every weekend there's a tourism activity that is taking place.
Exactly.
Whether it's an event, ne? Whether it's an actual trip.
Yeah.
Each and every weekend, guys, I do not want to lie. Entertainment is part and parcel of tourism.
Exactly.
Events are a part and parcel of tourism. We have abantu abafundileyo who's supposed to be guides. Abantu abafundileyo who's supposed to be event and wedding planners. We have abantu who's supposed to put beautiful tourism proposals together. So what are those people doing? That is what we need to see. That's what we need to see. We are putting a call and a challenge to you. What is it that is holding you back from unleashing your tourism potential at this point in time?
Yeah.
Yes, because we can't expect people to travel if we don't unleash and open opportunities. There is a guy, I think it's Mike Myers or something like that. Mike Myers, that guy is a very, very, very open-minded individual.
Yeah.
He takes beautiful pictures around destinations in the Eastern Cape, mostly in Buffalo City. And I think in one of these days we should invite him and sit down with him and get to share the same idea and ideology with him.
Yeah.
Because even the pictures that are being used by our municipalities to promote these destinations are old pictures.
Yeah.
If a young guy, a young chap that did tourism would see an opportunity in developing that content and selling it to the municipality, this is your opportunity.
Exactly.
Yes, this is your opportunity.
Exactly. And because when you picture Facebook, yeah, say mhlambe say beachfront mhlambe a few years ago. But when you see beachfront now, it's totally different. Yabo. So it's very important to update izinto. Yabo. And to make sure our content is correct, because let's say you take a picture, you post a picture yakudala, and mhlambe a tourist is attracted by that picture and they come and they see a different thing. That is a problem.
Yeah, we should shy away from false advertising.
Exactly.
Yes. And another thing, Jola, tourism is evolving from time to time. And I highly think this is one of the things that we should dwell deep on our next episode.
Yeah.
Tourism used to be seen as an activity that can only be done by the elite.
Yeah.
By abantu abanemali. That's not the
Exactly.
case.
Yeah.
If it's planned, if you plan your itinerary and your trip early, you can avoid spending so much in it.
Yeah.
Whereas you would have itinerary and activities and nezinto zakho that fits within kule price range ufuna kuyo.
Yeah.
Let's just plan izinto on time. There's something that is called Airbnb, ladies and gentlemen. There's something that is called bookings.com. If you visit those websites, you would get cheap accommodations.
Yeah.
And then also net destinations, they have attractions. Majority of them, they are free of charge.
Yeah. And usually I see posts post as a plate on Facebook, visit Plettenberg Bay. Like there are posts there as for 10 people you can get accommodation for 2,000 for 2 days. You know? I'll always advise on traveling in groups so that you can spend less and experience more. So there's any options as well as a con.
Yeah, it makes sense. So isn't those finally travel stock fell, they would come into place.
Exactly.
Now. They would really come into place. Yeah. So Jola, is there anything that we're forgetting this week?
Word of the week.
Okay, our word of the week, Gqeberha, where can we channel? Our word of the week, Gqeberha siyakuyo Jola. I think itinerary, ne?
Yeah. Okay.
Is appropriate.
Okay.
Guys, our word of the week, Gqeberha is itinerary. Anyone who knows what itinerary mean, go to the comment section and write down what is itinerary, what does it mean, and you will if you get it right, you will get one of these cups sent to you, because we need as cups each and every one makabe nayo.
Yeah.
Ne?
Yeah.
Aphunge ngayo, so that you start to see that our mandate is being the voice of tourism. So our word of the week is itinerary. Check that out and then respond there.
Number one.
And asifuni that definition that is from the internet. To you, what does itinerary mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Inshallah. Okay. So guys, we thank you very much for always take your time, watch our episodes, and I hope that as izinto sithetha ngazo apha, they do make a difference in your lives.
Yeah.
And we hope that ziyayivula ingqondo yakho, you get to see izinto differently, you get to look at the dynamics of the industry from inside and outside.
Yeah.
Because akuncedi ujonga into calanye, funeka siyijonge into macala omabini. So with all that being said, ne, we thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And if you like our content, send the link to this episode to 10 of your friends and tell them that tourism is here to stay and we are growing. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we are on Twitter. I am Smash, Mr. Eastern Cape, in all the social media platforms. And I am with Ujola, the man behind the camera. Ujola kafuna ubonwa, ladies and gentlemen. If you happen to see him around, please do take a picture, because that is the only time ozambona ngalo, or when we are having fun. We really appreciate you, and we want to say
Dango.
thank you very much.